Hello everybody, this video got unmonetized, so I'm redoing it over here. Thank you for watching my video and I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to go ahead and jump into project number 1, and this is going to go ahead and be printing on a vintage music sheet. Now I have this image here from Etsy and I'm going to print this on the music sheet, and I already cut my music sheet here to my paper size of my printer. And then we're just going to go ahead and put this in the printer, and then we're going to copy this image onto our sheet. Now I did enlarge the image on my printer so that it'll be larger on the vintage music sheet. Now initially I thought to put this on project number 2, which is a cutting board, but then I changed my mind. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how I'm going to go ahead and age this piece further, and then I'll use it for another project. And I'm going to come in here with the distress ink in the color walnut stain, and then I'm just going to go ahead and age up those corners a little bit more and age up the paper a little bit more, giving it more of an antique vibe. And I don't know what I'm going to use this piece yet for, but I'll find something for it. Moving on to project number 2 is this shabby chic cutting board, and I'm going to come back in with that same with some folk art paint in the color linen, and I'm going to go ahead and paint the outside of the cutting board. And where I going to decoupage the image, and I'm going to use those same bird images, I'm going to paint that inside white. And the white paint does give it a crisp look for your image transfer to pop on whatever piece you use. So you go ahead and paint your piece whatever color you want, and then when you come to the size of the image, you want to paint that background white. So for our image, I'm going to come in and print on some rice paper. So I'm going to get 1 page of regular printer paper and my rice paper here. And I'm just going to cut that rice paper to size. And you want to come in with a glue stick or tape, because you want to glue or tape this rice paper to your printer page here. So I'm just going to go ahead and size this rice paper up, and then we're going to go ahead and glue both pages together. And when you glue, you just want to go around the edges of the piece and not on your whole piece of paper, because you don't want the binding of the rice paper and the page to be full glued together. That defeats the purpose of making the rice paper image or decoupage paper. So I'm just going to put that glue on the edge and start there, and then I'm going to go around all the other edges and add that glue to adhere the rest of the paper. Now there I just placed the paper on wrong, and I was trying to glue it off, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave it as is, and then lightly add a thin line of glue to the rest of the page and paste that down. Okay, so here's our image on our rice paper, and the hard thing is you're gonna have to figure out how your image prints or your printer prints for the images to come out on the right side of the paper. Now mine goes down, so the rice paper down, and then I go ahead and print it. And you see this mess here from my printer. It is giving me issues, but I'm gonna go ahead and work with that. And these products work better once again with a laser jet printer, and I don't have that. That'll probably be another purchase I'll have to make. So I'm gonna go ahead and come in with this rice paper, decoupage paper we just made, and I'm just going to cut out the image you want. And usually what I do is I just rip it with the page glued to the regular printer paper, but I didn't do that here, so I'm just going to go ahead and rip those edges. That way it blends better into your project piece. And you just tear with your fingers all around the edges. You know, I'm just holding one piece. Some people use water, some people use, you know, get it wet, or do whatever you feel you want. If you picked up another, my words are not coming, you guys. If you pick up another option somewhere else on how to do this. But we're going to go ahead and decoupage this piece of paper onto here. And I'm just going to start on the top, and then I'm going to work my way down the piece. And I'm just using regular Mod Podge, and I'm just going to work that image in. And if you want like really smooth, you can come in with, once again, your plastic wrap or your plastic bag from like a sandwich bag. Put your hand in there and smooth that out. Now here comes the mess, you guys. I thought this was a direction that I wanted to go in, but you see here I changed my mind, and I wanted you guys to just see my mess and how I fix it. But I come in here with these little wordings, and I just printed another piece of rice paper with the music sheet image, and you see that mess from my ink printer running my ink everywhere. And I keep going with this, thinking that, okay, Emily, I'm gonna be able to fix this. But I end up not liking it. It looked messy. I tried, it didn't work out. So you guys are seeing real things here happen, messes happen, and a lot of the times, a lot of my projects are like this, because sometimes your ideas come a little too fast and you just jump in there, but you just want to jump because you want to try out new things and new designs. And the only way you're going to do that is by making mistakes and learning from them. Now here, I'm going to keep going. Now I'm thinking I'm going to add this music sheet at the bottom. And nope, I'm still not liking it, you guys. So what I'm going to do here, I decoupage it all. I'm going to come in. I'm still trying to work with it here and adding some paint and going around the edges. And then you see my paintbrush pause because I'm like, no, I don't like it. So I'm just going to go ahead and rip all this off. And I'm going to use my paint finger and just rub and rip and take that off, and, you know, try to clean this piece up the best I can, giving me back to that white base. I'm going to leave the birds here, but the rest of it is going to come off. By the way, you guys, this little cutting board is from Hobby Lobby, and I bought it a few years ago on a February, I think it's like for Valentine's Day, but they had a good sale, so I bought some here. So now I'm going to come in with my sandpaper and try to get off all that leftover product that's on here. Now I didn't find a smoother grit sandpaper, so this is pretty coarse, and what happens, it leaves a lot of scratches in the piece. So that was oops, mistake number 2. But I'm just gonna go ahead and work with this, and you see me coming in with that little brush trying to get up all the debris that's left from sanding it. And then I'm gonna come in and start our process of how we want the piece now. And I'm going to come in with those distress inks that I've been using and my little tool here, the brush. And once again, I got those at Hobby Lobby, but you can find them on Amazon. And I'm going to go ahead and go over the piece and all the areas I want that little aging and distress look, I guess. And then I'm just going to keep going. And you see me here kind of scrape in with my pair of scissors, trying to get the extra stuff that landed into that groove. And then I come in with a sandpaper and sand in further, trying to get the extra little pieces that got stuck in there. And now we're going to come back with that same walnut stain and keep distressing the item until I like the look. So here, now I come back in with this satin paint, and I'm kind of like blending the colors and trying to hide some of that scratch marks that are on here from me using too coarse of a piece of sandpaper. But I'm going to come in and bring this linen color paint here and kind of highlight the piece. Now I decide to add like a faded out label in the back, and I am using the Prima label transfers, the French label transfers here, and this is kind of like a taupe color. Now another oops mistake here, number 4, if you're still counting, I don't know, could be more, but the Prima label got stuck to our my decoupage paper here. And as I pull off the transfer here, it's pulling some of that paper with it, because I should have cut the transfer a little bit more to size to fit into that spot that was empty. And here's a close-up of what it's doing, and you see it ripping that paper there. But once again, we're going to go ahead and continue and work with this piece. And it's probably just going to add a more age and more distressed look to it. So I went ahead with that tool and rubbed off some of that paper that was lifted. And then I go ahead and rub in more of that transfer. And it's that faded out transfer look on there. And then I'm going to come in with these IOD label transfers. And I'm just going to add some darker tones here with the black wording, just to give it some more definition and more of a layered look. And I'm just piecing together my own design here and the wording. And I'm going to kind of camouflage this little mistake here that I made with pulling off that paper. And I'm going to put this wording over that spot. And then I'm going to come in with my tool and rub that transfer in, and then go over it again with the back of the plastic to smooth it in. Now I'm saying now it needs more color. It needs more of that greenish color, bluish color that's in there. So I'm coming in with that DIY apothecary and just my finger here, and I'm just going to dab all that bluish tone color wherever I want it on this piece. And then I'm going to come in with just my little blending brush. Usually I use this for wax, but I'm going to go ahead and use that brush to blend. And then I'm going to come in here and we are going to seal our piece with just some Big Top by DIY. And this project will be done. Just a forgotten thought piece here. I did iron that decoupage piece just to give it more sealant into the board. And you just use a parchment paper and go over it with your iron. Let's go ahead and jump into project number 3, and we're just going to update this small little frame here. And this is a plastic frame, and I picked it up at a thrift store, and I liked all the details. So I'm just going to go ahead and paint it with that same linen paint, and I'm going to give it 2 coats, and then I'm going to paint the backing as well. And then when it's all done, I'll seal it, and I'll add another one of those little bird images inside of the glass piece, and then this project will be done. So moving on to project number 4, it's an upcycle of an upcycle. So I had these 2 candle holders and I listed them. There's the picture there, and they've been sitting forever, and I decide that I'm going to go ahead and use those same bird transfers and add some bird design to this piece and give them a whole new look, shabby chic look. Now the main coat that's on here is a DIY paint color in the color crinoline, but we're going to go ahead and add the decoupage papers here to the top of that, and then we're going to go ahead and layer in the pieces. My original thought here is just to roll over that excess paper, but you're going to see that I come in and sand that piece off, the excess off. And I do go over this once again with the iron and a piece of parchment paper to seal that seal the transfer in and bond it, have a better bind to it. And now you see me go in with some scissors so I can round out this piece, but I don't like it, and I go ahead and sand that off. And then we're gonna go ahead and repeat the process from the cutting board and layering that apothecary, layering up that linen color, and then coming in with the distress waxes. And we're going to seal this with DIY. And since it's the same process, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch me just Let me know what you think of these projects. Leave me a comment down below. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell for more DIY videos. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all on the next one.